Now, here's the danger, all right? And this is really important to every single American. We have guaranteed rights by a Constitution. Those rights are protected by the Supreme Court, not by the political parties. All right, you got to understand that. The Democrats and the Republicans are not going to protect your rights. They don't care about that. They care about political power, wielding power. The only body in this country, ultimately, that protects our rights is the Supreme Court. If you politicize the court by putting 15 or 20 judges on it, all of whom will be confirmed based on their politics, not on the Constitution. Okay? I mean, Sonia Sotomayor, is a left-wing zealot and always votes that way. Clarence Thomas is an ardent conservative and almost always votes that way. You don't want a court that's racked up the most prosperous right that we have from the Constitution is the right to private property. All right? The far left in this country does not want private property to be respected or protected by the Constitution. How do I know that? How many times have you heard from the Democratic Party, wealth tax, 2%, 3%, 5%. What's a wealth tax? That's a tax on private property. Every time they try, goes into court says no. If the left gains control of this country, and you're going to hear Biden, you just heard him, okay? He won't pack the court. If that happens, then all the stuff that I have, that you have, particularly if you're affluent, is going to be subject to the government taking it away from us. You want to live in a country like that? I don't. And I know that Joe Biden won't stand up to the socialist communist movement that has to have that. You can't have the Green New Deal. You can't have socialized medicine. You can't have entitlements, guaranteed income, free college and all that without the wealth tax. You can't have it. We already owe 30 trillion. You want to owe 80 trillion? Then you don't have a dollar. Then the dollar just blows up and all the money you have in the bank disappears. So they have to pass a wealth tax. They have to confiscate private property to pay for all the far left vision. Now let's get it down to a lower rung, okay? So if you pack the court, there's not going to be any guns, all right? So the right to bear arms goes away because the left will say, look at that militia clause, a well-regulated militia in the Second Amendment. That doesn't mean you, as a private citizen, can have a gun. You got to be in a militia, and a militia is an arm of the government, the National Guard. That's a militia. You can't form your own militia. Tyranny, you know what the word means? It hasn't disappeared. It's there. That's what Marxism, Black Lives Matter organizations, that's what they want. And that's what Biden won't stand up against. Kamala Harris wants that. Biden doesn't want it. Biden's just a puppet. All right? He doesn't care one way or the other. But Harris, she wants it. She was asked yesterday, would you stack the court? Wouldn't answer. And a non-answer is an answer. So I'm giving you the private property, I'm giving you the guns because they're vivid. You can picture it. But there are hundreds of other rights that will disappear once the socialist left starts to impose the big government tells you how to live. Now, this is absolutely true. Absolutely true. There's no oh, it's not happening. It is happening. And there's no way on earth I can vote for Joe Biden. I'll still cover this fairly, as I did on the debate. I can't vote for him. He's not going to protect my constitutional rights on any level. How can I vote for him? How can any American vote for him? Do you not want rights? You already lost. We already lost our right to privacy. We don't have any right to privacy anymore. Anybody can tape you, listen into your, use a gizmo to listen to you talk, do anything you want, and then give it to a newspaper. Trump's taxes. That's a felony. Anybody going to do anything? Nobody's going to do anything. Right to privacy, gone. There's no right to privacy. So private property, that could go. And all of your other constitutional rights, including freedom of speech. Cancel culture, does that honor your right to speak? Cancel culture, does it? When you can walk in and if somebody picks up a tweet that you put out and the boss doesn't like it, he fires you? What's happening? That's cancel culture. Who's driving the cancel culture? Who? I reach millions of people, but I don't reach 330 million or 130 million that will vote. I only reach a very small percentage of that. But this is what the election's all about. I don't care whether you think Trump's the biggest chump in the world. All right? I don't care. He's not going to destroy the Constitution. Biden and his crew will. That's it. So the problem here is that President Trump has not told you what I just told you. I don't know why. I don't. I don't know why. Because that is far and away the most important thing going on in this election.